Trade recap here, right? So pretty much you start off. What do you see? 4 hour time frame, right? You want to see. You can clearly see we swept out this devil's mark here, and at this point, you're wondering, does price want to continue off this level, right? After making the new low of the week so far, and or does it want to retrace back into the internal range of liquidity that we formed between 2 a.m. and you know this area here over London and Asian session. So I have that in the back of my head. After that, I go down to the 1 hour chart, and like I mentioned before, what I want price to do, right? What I wanted price to wait for is to form the swing point and to see how this 9 a.m. candle will close, right? If we close relatively close, or let's say we this candle closed here, or it closed, um, you know, even below this order block, we might have a continuation of bearish order flow. Now, I said it's best to wait for this 9 a.m. candle to close to see if we form what a precision swing point, right? That Kraken correlation um, between the assets right here is a form of SMT. So one candle is bearish and one candle is bullish, right? So that's one thing I was waiting for, as well as just a significant closure back into the range. So we disrespect this order block formation, right? And after I saw that, um, which was 9:45, what do you wait for more confirmation in the 10 a.m. AMD model? You wait for price to show you where it's going, right? So what did I do here for my entry? Waited for this 15-minute inversion, right? So waited to see, are we going to respect this 15-minute for value gap even after this closure here, or are we going to disrespect it and continue higher, right? So we have this nice 15-minute for value gap. If we were bearish, we'd respect it and continue lower towards this external low. And we almost did that, right? But close to the closing time of that 15-minute candle, we had a beautiful closure above. And what do I enter off of as an entry signature, right? Towards what now? Because I've seen price flip bullish based off the signatures of price with this precision swing point and then that 15-minute IFVG, right? Price is like the institutional order flow is switching to bullish. Um, I just and what am I going to target here, right? I'm going to target that 4 hour internal range of liquidity because on the higher time frame, we might have that continuation, right? Because of course we go from external to internal as well, but we also might do what? If we want to continue, we need to have that retracement back into internal and then continue lower, right? But we might also just reverse off this low. So when you position yourself in longs here, right? This is the highest probability because in order for price to continue lower or continue higher, we need to tap into this 4 hour gap at least on, any of the assets. And so that's what I did here. I'm taking the trade on NQ just based off this order block formation. Um, and this 15-minute IFVG right here, just waiting for price to tap back into it. My entry was right on the dot here. And we target, you know, the 4 hour for value gap. You can also partial just because you know you don't want an SMT to be formed at the manipulation high, right? So as a precautionary in this case, when you're trading a manipulation, it may be better to take that partial, right? When you're trading the manipulation of the 4 hour candle, because we're anticipating a possible SMT to form, uh, taking that partial might be, a precautionary thing you can possibly do, right? Now ES taps into that gap. That's why I took the partial. While NQ fails to do that, it is a weaker asset, and I wonder if it continues higher or and then reverses. Regardless, for me, we traded that absolutely beautiful entry precision right here, and that's how you can anticipate or even just trade the manipulation of the 4 hour candle rather than the distribution. Now, this is a little advanced, but with practice and with understanding drawn liquidity, you can do this very, very easily, right? Everything aligns here. institutional order flow, ERL to IRL, precision swing points. The 10 AM power of 3 also aligns here on the higher time frame because we're anticipating this to be the manipulation. So once you understand drawn liquidity, that's the key to the markets. So that's the trade recap there.